Hi everyone. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening whenever you are watching this. I am doing a yarn review today of Hobbie's Cloudy Delight yarn. This is it. It's a self-striping fuzzy yarn. You can definitely see the fluff here, and this is what the yarn itself looks like. Okay, it's almost identical to Himalaya Mountain, which is what I was talking about in my last video or two. I don't remember how long it's been, but I did talk about it. And you can find that on eBay, by the way, Himalaya Mountain anyway. And also for solid colors that aren't self-striping, you can get this same yarn, and it's called Tibet, Rossetti Tibet, again on eBay. Cheap. But anyway, I want to talk about this Hobbii yarn. Now, I have the Hobbii bag it came in, and I have the label. So this is called Cloudy Delight. What information can I tell you about it? They recommend a 7mm crochet hook. Now, I'm using my 8mm. I don't have my 7 available. I can't find it right now. Otherwise, I would use it. I don't mind. But the 8 is doing great. I have worked up a turtleneck. And this is the yoke getting started. And the turtleneck looks huge and fluffy. I did that on purpose. I really wanted a big, chunky turtleneck because the wind can get really intense. And I really want my turtleneck to come up like this. So, this is what it looks like worked up. This is the back of my turtleneck, just so you can see the self-striping that it's doing there. And now it's changing over to horizontal stripes here. Now, this yarn is very soft. It doesn't, it says 80% acrylic, 20% polyamide, and it is 262 yards per ball. And my camera is a little famished, so please excuse me. So this again is what the ball looks like. You can see all the different colors in it. It is very floofy and soft, but it's just like Himalaya Mountain, which I love, but not enough. This was actually kind of disappointing to me because I expected it to be something a little different than it is. And I really wanted it to be more like Feels Like a Dream by Lion Brand, which is what this is made of. I also made a hat of that, but it's too big. I made a hat that is a little too big. Ta-da! But as you see, it's got gaps. So I'm trying to work on a smaller one. That's out of the, that's out of the Feels Like a Dream yarn, which is my favorite now. I'm in love with this yarn. I have 2 more colors coming and I can't wait. So talking about Cloudy Delight, I actually think this is a pretty decent fuzzy yarn. It's kind of difficult to work with, and that's maybe why I don't like it. You know, it's got all these lumps and bumps in the yarn, and I find that a little challenging, just a little. I don't mind fluffy yarns usually. But I really do love the colors of this. I think this is a beautiful color, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And I'm going to put my project in this bag for the moment so that it doesn't go anywhere. I have the doggo next to me, so I don't want him getting all tangled in it like he did last time. I had to untangle his little feet from yarn. So I hope everything is going well with everybody. Things are going pretty well here. I'm just impatiently waiting for another yarn delivery. I just got the email from Lion Brand that they're delayed in shipping. Yeah, no kidding. It's been like a week and now I'm hearing this. So anyway, I have been crocheting a little, but not a lot, which is why I haven't been doing too many videos. But I figured I'd pop out and just review this Cloudy Delight yarn. I think it's nice. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite, but it isn't bad. It's sort of in the middle for me. I'm not a huge fan of this type of fuzzy yarn. I have used it successfully. I've made several sweaters with it, but it's really a challenge and it's not so much fun for me. I really liked working with Feels Like a Dream. It was easy to work with and fluffy as heck, and I really enjoyed it. It slides really nicely off my hook. But I don't like all the lumps and bumps in this yarn. it's just not as smooth on my hook. It's a texture thing. What do you call that? Tactile thing. And I just prefer something smoother. But that's just me. And if you like fluffy yarns, Cloudy Delight is actually a wonderful yarn to use. I do like the self-striping. It comes in a variety of different colors. And I think it would make a nice blanket. I think it would clearly make a nice sweater. And I think you could make a whole variety of different projects with this yarn. And with the amount of yardage that comes per ball, it's I only had to buy 3 balls to make myself a sweater, and I will have definitely extra left over. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this sweater comes out. And yeah, I like it. I just don't love it. And I think we've all been there where you're just slightly, you know, God, there's something in my contact lens. I'm sorry. I'm bothered. I think we've all been there where we order a yarn that we haven't touched maybe, and we're expecting something else, and it comes and we're like, meh, this isn't bad, but it's not great. So that's how I feel about Cloudy Delight. It's meh. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's right in the middle. It's a good yarn. It's just not my personal preference. So for some of you, this might be a dream to work with. For me, not so much. It's not bad, but it's not great. So that's what I have to say to you today. And I hope that you go out and enjoy things from Hobbii, from Joann's, from Michael's, wherever you craft shop and do your yarn buying. I hope that you have a good day. I hope that you go shopping today and buy extra yarn, just because I'd like to and I'm not going to. I wish I could, but I spent extra on this Feels Like a Dream yarn, so I won't be buying any new yarn for a little while, which is depressing. There's a really fabulous yarn shop near me. It's actually called Fabulous Yarns. It's in Tivoli, I think. And it's not that close to me, but it's still within an easy driving distance. And that was one of the best yarn shops I ever went in. It was very expensive, meanwhile. I mean, it's all like local dyed yarns and fancy brands like Malbrigo and things like that. But there were yarns there that I had never seen before. They had a puffy cashmere ball that was like $62 for 38 yards, which seemed a little excessive to me. I'm not going to spend $62 on a single small ball of yarn. But it was so cloudy and puffy and soft and just this delightful little puff that I got to buff against my cheek, which was nice. But they had some beautiful yarns there, and you can buy online, which I highly recommend if you're one of those people that likes really fancy yarns. They have a bunch, and it's lovely. And they're very reasonably priced for expensive yarns, but I really enjoyed it. So Fabulous Yarns. Google them and they pop right up. I think it's fabulousyarns.com. But anyway, they are amazing. They're expensive because they are wool and cashmere and silk and things like that. But they had some of the softest yarns I have ever touched there. They had a big variety of different types of yarns, and it was awesome. And when you open the door, they have this little thing that says, "Hello, I'm the yarn robot. Do not be afraid." And I thought that was really cute. I want a yarn robot to greet people at the door. "Hello, I'm the yarn robot. Let me guide you to the yarn." Anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for tuning in for this short little video about Cloudy Delight yarn and a little bit about my favorite, Feels Like a Dream. This is just such soft yarn. I'm really bummed that this hat is a little big, but if I wear my hair down, it works fine. So I'm keeping it, but I am making a smaller one that will fit me better. And again, my sweater came out great. I love it. I've been wearing it like every day. So if you can tolerate ordering from Lion Brand right now and knowing it's going to take a week or two, yeah, I would say definitely order some of this Feels Like a Dream. And if you liked what I showed you with the Hobbii yarn, they have some beautiful self-striping colors of that. It's called Cloudy Delight, and it's a bulky 5, I believe. I have to check. It doesn't say on here at all. I'm double checking the bottom, but yeah, it doesn't say, and I think it's a bulky 5. And that's because of the fluff on it. So that's my information about Cloudy Delight. I don't think it's heaven to work with, but I don't hate it. I just don't love it. I don't like the texture of the yarn itself with the bumps and lumps. It's sort of like boucle yarn, which I'm not a fan of. I have a whole cone of thin boucle yarn that I bought a long time ago, and I've never used it. It's alpaca. It's really nice, but every time I go to work with it, I hate it. And it's thin, so I really don't want to work with it. I have to combine it with something else or something. I don't know. It's just not my yarn. So anyway, have a great day, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Bye now.